Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst Live with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80, brought to you by Generals Joe's REBORN.com. So yeah, 1027 happened today. It was very heavily Nemesis Immortal focused, but we've got some information to chat about, haven't we? And we've got some nice images, and lots of stuff to really get stuck into, actually. So I thought, sorry for it's a bit of a late one, but you get it when you get it. And also, I will be doing a back-to-back tonight. After this one, I'll be jumping on the Patreon as well. So if you're a Patreon, if you're a member of our Patreon at Red Shadow, hang on. Yeah, Red Shadows or SAS. I had a brain fart then, crazy. Then, yeah, you'll be getting a live after this one. So probably be keeping this to about, about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll see how it goes. Hope everybody's doing well in the chat. It has been a busy weekend, actually. Lost my voice. It's been a busy weekend, hasn't it? Hello to everyone in the chat already. Hope you're all doing well. Let's get stuck into it. Yes, it's Nemesis Immortal, finally. Let's do it. So yes, 1027 kicked off earlier today. Now, a few people were messaging me going, I haven't got a video, like the link says private and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, effectively, I think some people got the email and some people didn't, or it went to a spam folder or whatever happens sometimes in these scenarios. But yeah, I saw a few people were like, where's the link? Where's the video? Obviously, if you're a premium member, you would have had to send an RSVP first, which was on a previous email. And then basically when you'd signed up for the event, you should have got an email like just before it went live. I think I got it about 5 minutes before it went live. I clicked on the link and I was basically sent to like this video doesn't exist or it's private or whatever. So I was getting that too up until it kicked off. And when the video started, which was about 11:59, you basically could just stop it, pause it, move. We basically just unlocked the video for you, basically. So it wasn't like a live thing or something where you had to follow along at a certain time. You could just check it out whenever. So basically, we got some G.I. Joe stuff, and it was Emily who was hosting it magically through the magic of recording it like probably a month in advance while she's in Landan. But yeah, we got to see both Emily and Lenny. Well, there's Emily. Hi, Emily. So Emily, and in the background, you can see Matt there shooting the Galaxy. He was basically building the Dio for the Cobra Defense Perimeter. And there's a little close-up of a shot that they did on the video, just to kind of say, oh, look, this is Matt working on that. So this was done ages ago because obviously they had those images basically all ready and done for what's it called? MCM, which was on Saturday. So they would, this would have been recorded well in advance. I'll be interested to know how much in advance. Mark says this new episode interrupted me catching up on the weekly. Sorry, Mark. You just get so much of me on a weekend nowadays, don't you? What else is saying and I have a question. If you could ask Lenny if they have the rights to the Red Shadows, not the name, but they have the IP for the design, Crimson Cobra Commander. The name Red Shadows is owned by I think RoboSkull owned that one. RoboSkull, Skeletron owned that. What's good, y'all? Hello, Ryan. So good to see Lenny and Emily on panel together again. Absolutely. I was glad all that worked today. Yep, same. Paul says, I RSVP'd several times, no email link, nothing in junk, just like the last premium event. Thankfully, link was shared with me. Well, that's a shame. Happy Sunday, Toyvox. Yeah, let's get stuck into it. The Marvel Legends panel didn't know that HasLab Giant Man had shipped already, so that segment at least was probably recorded in September. Yes, absolutely, Ryan, big time. Right, so then Lenny and Emily join us. And that's the perfect picture there of Lenny. I just didn't realize which one I'd chosen. It's not a good one. Sorry, Lenny. It looks like you're drunk or about to fall asleep, or Emily's just knocked you out, like punched you, and you're just falling backwards. Either way, not the best image to use, was it? But there you go. They did say that Lenny and Joshua, well, they played a snippet from the interview between Lenny and Joshua Williamson, writer at Skybound, of course, an amazing writer at the moment for what he's doing with the G.I. Joe comics. Absolutely loving what Skybound are doing. So they got into a lot of discussion there related to Nemesis Immortal, based on how he's been kind of utilized in the comics. So you're going to see some comic panels. So if you aren't reading and you want to, I don't know, spoiler alerts. I mean, if you're watching this show, I've already given all the spoilers away by either accident or just, in general. I love that Firefly art behind Lenny, by the way. That's really cool, isn't it? Framed Firefly art from Firefly's first release in Classified series. Anyway, so this video will be going up in full. I imagine probably tomorrow when the pre-order goes up, because they said it was going up later, and I've been checking and I haven't seen it yet. It might be up there and I just haven't seen it yet. But I do want to check that full interview out. It looked fun. But anyway, they chatted a little bit about the, incorporating the design, and Skybound did have this design, to kind of help them in what they were doing. And it did feed into that particular look of the character in the comic. Chris doesn't let things slip by accident. The man is a steel trap. No, I don't know. Nemesis is cool, but SS-86 Devastator Constructicons was the best, says Fluffle. That was a fun thing for the Transformers. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so we got, obviously, a lot of Nemesis Immortal in box. We've seen this multiple times. It's nothing new, really. The figure's it's been one of those things where we've kind of seen so many either images of leaked parts, or we've seen the figure in box. They've shown it, that one time, but they showed it in proper depth. Like they had the figure out in the box. They spun it around and everything. So this is not like the first time we've seen it. But again, they were talking about the situation between the Skybound and Hasbro, and how they've approached this particular character's utilization. But again, there's the back of the box. We've all seen it multiple times. And then we got a few panel shots of the design incorporated into that comic design. And you can see there, just from those shoulder pieces, that we're dealing with the, the classified design here, which is really cool. And I've got to admit, the panels they were showing, specifically highlighting some of the crazy elements of this comic, honestly, and that Cobra Commander smiley face on his mask is terrifying, because that's, I think, his blood, right? I believe it is, because in that particular issue, the Dreadnoks are torturing him, and he's not giving anything up, and they can't take the mask off. So I think, is it Ripper? I think does the smiley face on him. Ripper, or one of them does it, but it's crazy. Joker Commander, indeed. And then this beauty, this was the one they were talking a lot about, like his reveal in the comic, and how he just tears out of his flesh suit, I think they called it, or skin suit, which is hideous. But again, really cool. If you're not reading the comics, you need to be. They're brilliant. And you can kind of see here that the wings do follow the classified design. It's just, I don't think people really noticed completely, because obviously some of it's hidden in that kind of shot. So yeah, you see the kind of like the little bat wing elements, but the arm kind of the arm joint goes with his arm, so you can kind of just see, just about make out the shape of that particular articulation point. Very cool though. And yeah, this is another shot of him actually tearing through that, just the panel before, basically, which is hideous. Anyway, coolsies. And then we got some product shots, which were absolutely glorious. And we'll be talking about it in a second, but like a little cheeky Easter egg in one of the images. And we'll see all of these in much higher def, much better quality come tomorrow when this figure goes up for pre-order. Yeah. Now, what was I going to say? We still don't we've already, this listing for this particular figure, Atlas Deluxe, has always been just a standard release. We don't know if it's Pulse exclusive. I don't think it is. I think it's just going to be, they were just kind of like bigging it up on Pulse, but they would have said otherwise, I think, if it was going elsewhere. So it's hard to say at the moment. Maybe it's just a 1027 thing and they changed their mind with it. But either way, we will all have the opportunity to pick it up tomorrow. 1 p.m. Eastern for Premium Pulse members and 2 p.m. for everyone else. I can't stop fiddling with this rifle. So I've got this rifle in my hand, but I keep doing this annoying thing where I keep pulling the magazine out, putting it back in, and that's just clearly going to make it weaker, isn't it? It's not like proper. It's not proper solid in there as well, which I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Someone found another Easter egg about potential Cobra La figures as well. Where, Chris? Where's the Easter egg for that? I want to see it. I haven't seen that. Anyway. So anyway, beautiful product imagery of this beauty. Yeah, I think this looks phenomenal, honestly. I really do. No, the pre-orders for Tuesday still happening, Toybox. That's got nothing to do with this. This is 1027's pre-orders tomorrow, and Heavy Duty and the Cobra Defense Perimeter are Tuesday. Hasn't changed anything. Then we've got this beauty. That's a cracking shot as well, isn't it? From the back, and you see the width of those wings, really, and the spread of those wings with the articulation. I kind of like how that's like a little creature on his back as well. I think that's really adorable. Okay, I'm gonna get a DM then. Cool. I'll check that out. So that's a nice shot again. Cracking shot. I like it, Jeremy. Cracking. Then we have this view as well. So this is obviously showing off the kind of the little tentacle monster that attaches to his back as well, and is like a what you call it, kind of like a free roaming creature in its own right. I'm going to be utilizing this in the way that I think the G.I. Joe team originally planned to utilize this, and that is to trap G.I. Joes. And to wrap themselves around an unsuspecting grunt or whatever I can find, a steel core, just fodder basically. And yeah, I love the battle helmet. I think that's a really cool idea. Lenny was explaining that the idea behind that is that he can create this kind of like bone structure, like he can grow it to help him if he's like falling from a great height and he needs to protect himself. Like he can kind of grow it quickly and it'll kind of appear, or he can grow it into this sort of like battle helmet sort of vibe, which is really cool too. Nice. Right then, moving through. This is the shot that caught my eye. So obviously, and not just my, I mean, I'm sure everyone saw this man. Ooh, who's that behind him? But first off, the pose is amazing. And the wings, not only do they articulate like that way, but they also articulate that way too. So there's a lot of articulation in those wings, which is really neat. And in the background there, you can see a figure. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, are they kind of doing some sort of like Royal Guard or something? And then I zoomed in on it, and it looks like that. It does look like the Royal Guard sort of like crazy sword thing, doesn't it? I give you that. It does have that kind of vibe to it. But like the shape of it, for me, is screaming Samurai Budo, right? I know that might be a little bit of a stretch, but looking at that close up, that really, to me, looks like Budo, honestly. If I had to make a judgment call, I would go like it looks like Budo. But then a lot of people saying, it looks like it could be a Royal Guard, and it could be. I mean, my initial thought would be a Royal Guard, but then I look at it and I go, man, it's going to have some. That's a proper redesign for a Royal Guard. Bug antenna, people are saying possibly, but he also has antlers on his helmet, Budo, if you're looking at the samurai one. So I don't see why that could, that isn't. I don't think that's necessarily something to just kind of like dismiss. We'll have to see on that one, but we'll have to see. People are saying those are either antennae or horns. Indeed, arms are pretty thin. Yeah, but like you're also looking at this with the light behind it, so a lot of the thickness of those arms are going to be, it's going to be a lot thinner than it actually is because of the distance and the way the light's coming through behind it. I don't think the arms are that literally that thin. I think again that is just the light beaming through behind it. Anyway, this is at this point, this is the fun speculation part. For me, it's one of two things. It's either Budo or it is a Cobra La Royal Guard, redesigned completely, I have to say. But we, you know, that's what we're kind of looking at here, which would be either way, genuinely for me, very excited. Now, what I thought when I first initially saw Budo, I was also thinking, oh, I wonder if they could have given him like a sword that has like that, almost like that kind of fiery, like mystical effect on it, or maybe even just a, you know, like a swooshy effect with the sword. I don't know, but it could be that, or it could very well be the Royal Guard axe thing that they use. Either way, this is a fun bit of speculation, I think. Royal Guard needs cape, yeah, absolutely. That sword looks like the same effect on Quick Kick's throwing star, same blue. Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking when I first looked at it. I thought it was an effect on a sword rather than the shape of the Royal Guard massive thing. Because if that was a Royal Guard massive thing, it might be a bit of an angle, so you might not be getting the full thickness of it from the side on. Either way, it is fun to talk about, I think. Now, what is? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. There is another shot of this beauty. Yes, that's what I missed, because I believe at that point in the video, the camera was moving up to catch it. That's a good. Well, that shows another angle for this one, and that thing he's holding, that does look Royal Guard like, doesn't it? So we could very well be looking at Royal Guard here. Very well be. Very well be. Again, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? I wonder if they're going. I wonder if it. I mean, it could very well be like a crazy sort of redesign. It could be something new. I don't know. Did everyone see that, by the way, when I put it on the screen? I'll do another zoom in on my little screen here. There you go. So if I put that in the screen, you can really see the shape of that weapon, Kitty said. And yeah, there you go. Do you know what? When I first saw this, I saw it at a glance because I knew it was the same character in the background. I thought it was the same pose, and I kind of dismissed it because when this image was put on the screen, it was doing this job on Pulse. It was kind of like moving up the screen, so it wasn't on screen. So I took a screenshot of it, but didn't catch that bit at the top. And when I did see it, I just thought it was the same pose as we had in the background. So that is good. Thank you, Chris, for sending me that. And again, I'll just put it on screen one more time, another angle of it, and you can see that is some weapon right there, isn't it? Now, I'm not saying it doesn't necessarily mean it's not Budo, but I have to say also that does look Royal Guard like, the weapon, and maybe it is just a cape they're wearing, and that's why we can't see their legs through it. So it's a possibility. And also it is Cobra La related, so that, you know, also wouldn't be yeah, it wouldn't be, it's not, neither of beyond the realms of possibility, but I think Royal Guard makes more sense. Yeah, so maybe it's a female Cobra La Guard. It looks more feminine in shape. Again, it could just be the light over the arms though, couldn't it? Because I don't think the arms are necessarily that thin, but it could be. Nemesis had an extra head. Maybe the Royal Guard has an alternate head as well. That's true. That's a good shout, Cowabunga dude. Need the deluxe guard pack so we can make different types. Indeed, I don't mind an update, but the Royal Guard bulky armor made him cool. Yeah, I do like the original Royal Guard design is incredible. And they have shown up in the comic already. So it could more or less be that sort of design. Maybe it's Lightfoot. I love it, Jeremy. Baroness Dragonfire is a good shout as well. Yeah, from the Dragonfire episode when she wears that giant skull. Anyway, it was worth checking out, wasn't it? And looking at and speculating. Anyway, more comic panels as Josh and Lenny's interview continued, and then obviously we got the actual figure shown off. And there's, to scale, tiny Emily and gigantic Lenny next to it to show you the scale of the figure. And Bosch, look at that. I love how they've got the little bendy legs lined up there to make it like a little creature walking along. I think that's adorable. In fact, they've done that as well with the wings, which is pretty neat too. Globulus next, and then a 3-pack of NI, Globulus and Royal Guard. Nemesis Immortal, Globulus and Royal Guard. Got it. Yeah, the Bat Pet is amazing. Oh, it could be Pythona. Can we have a look again? You thinking Pythona? Oh, I don't know. Just looks like samurai armor to me. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, don't you? But it could also very much be like the cape blocking the light through for a Royal Guard still. Anyway, let's get on to Nemesis Immortal. We'll talk. That's speculative. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And of course, there will be much better images to come as well, which is exciting, because we will be getting obviously the pre-order stuff tomorrow. Right then. Yeah, there you go. Figure looks amazing. Really liked. I'm into this. I think it's phenomenal. I think he's huge, chonking, and I know a lot of people have had issues with the wings, but I don't know. I think they're really cool. I think this is a phenomenal update, or an update to Nemesis Immortal, and I love all the other elements like the crusty kind of bone fragments and stuff like that, which again he can kind of grow, which is pretty dope. Bigger than Serpentor, I believe so, Nictimus Prime, yeah. It's clearly Snake Armor in the background, Scott. Genius. That is a deep cut. Officially a figure and pet combo, says Liquid Identity. Yeah, it could be. I love how the Batwings become a creature all its own. I dub the Arachno Bat. That's awesome, Stygian. But yeah, there you go. Nice close-up of all those textures and sculpt details, and it's packed with them on this one. I know actually Prophet says I will remove the sword sheaths. That's actually not a bad shout, because as cool as it is to have storage, the fact that you'd probably be able to slide those off could give you a more like sleek looking Nemesis Immortal, which I think a lot of people will prefer, honestly. I might actually. I genuinely might. Grant Moynier, I'm 60-40 being either Budo or Cobra La Royal Guard. I'm thinking about Budo because of helmet ornaments, which the Royal Guard doesn't have. Also, that might be a new swinging effect for the sword. It's hard to say. I'm leaning a little bit closer to Royal Guard now, but we'll have to see, won't we? You know the price, Chris Soda? No. I believe it's going to be, well, as far as I'm aware, it's $34.99 because it's a deluxe price point. But I don't know. I'm assuming $34.99. Armor is bioorganic holsters from Walmart. Hilarious, Leon. Yes, the translucency in the wings. It doesn't show very clearly on this shot here, but they are ever so slightly translucent. Opaque, I believe, is the word, right, Paul? On that one. I wonder if they'll ever get to a retro, as they haven't gone beyond a standard figure yet in retro. Well, Dr. Mindbender was an exclusive, if that's what you mean, Leon. So that technically they have, because Dr. Mindbender was an exclusive, if that's what you mean. Or do you mean like in terms of size? Are those snakes articulated enough to hold a figure? Yes. The translucency on the wings is an awesome touch. Yes. When I was a kid, I thought the tentacle accessory went with the Royal Guard. Nemesis already had the wings. Yeah. So the funny thing is, there's product photography with with Nemesis Immortal wearing the tentacles, and there's also product photography. You know, like catalog product photography, and I believe that the intention might have been that was like a little trap for Joe's, and it was supposed to wrap round, but they couldn't get it to do what they really wanted it to do, so it just ended up being another thing for Nemesis Immortal. The wings are growing on me. I still hope they were bigger, says Talib. Yeah, oddly they've grown on me. Look, woof. No, but no, yeah, they've definitely. The more I see them, the more I like them. The more I see them in an official capacity, actually, the more I like them. The more we saw of like leaked images of like, nothing to really compare it with, just seeing leaked prototypes didn't really do it like for me at that point. Armor is a bio. Yeah, with the discussion of the biotech, the wings could be augmented with another type propulsion lift in universe, possibly, Scott. Yeah, wish we could have got splayed out hands. That would have been quite good, Nictimus. Yeah. No, I mean in terms of size, they've all been $24.99 in retro so far. Right, I see what you mean. So like the actual retro release itself would be more expensive. Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. I think retro will stay in that price point, and that size, and that that effectively that. I think it would be difficult to do Nemesis Immortal on a card, but they could do a really fun, when Globulus gets done, when the Royal Guard gets done, they could do a really fun carded Globulus Royal Guard Nemesis Immortal 3-pack on card, and it would be freaking massive because you'd have to have Globulus like spread out. I think it'd be really funny, but also, yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think we'll get a Nemesis Immortal retro. Honestly, I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. Well, it says pre-order at the moment, Soda. So I don't think it probably won't be very long before it gets shipped, but I don't think it'll be in stock shipping immediately. The shots of wings in more articulated positions are nice. Yes, 6 foot tall 3-pack card, indeed. How tall is he? Have they showed any comparison? No, they haven't showed a comparison of any figures next to him yet. I'm sure there'll be more images with the promo images when we get on tomorrow, and they might have a shot of him fighting somebody, or maybe him in the Sarge, possibly. I don't know. I would imagine something like that would have to happen. That 3-pack card would be the size of a HasLab box. It'd be massive, wouldn't it? But if it was an exclusive, if they did it like for a con exclusive, just on a retro card, that would be really fun. Globulus needs to come in his sack, Kitty said. Don't we all, Leon? And look, there's another bit more of a close-up there. Look, I should be moving through these images a bit quicker than I am, but I ain't, so sue me. Paint apps are a lot stronger than normal Classified Black Series Legends. Yeah, big time. How much would a retro Cobra La cost? What, the all three of them? A lot, especially if you've got like a Globulus and a... Yeah, and you don't know, I don't know. Has a price been announced yet? For the 9,000th time on this stream, I know you might have joined in late there, Childish Landino, but once again, we don't know until tomorrow. But as far as I'm aware with the listing, it's $34.99 because it is a deluxe. But other than that, we don't know until tomorrow when it goes up for pre-order. Due to his thunder thighs, he suffers from pinhead syndrome a smidge. I don't really think that with it, Stygian, because of the character and his head. There's not much to it, and he's got that tight fitting thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like it wouldn't. It's not as bad. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like him. It's kind of Nemesis Immortal has a bit of a small head compared to the rest of his body. For the snow scene, they should just do soft, good coat packs for the Joes, like Barbie dolls. That'd be fun, actually, Onic Blood. I'd be well into that. What's over 9,000? Sorry, Scott, I missed your first comment, whatever that was. $49 like Chuckles. Chuckles was a SDCC exclusive, though. I don't know. As far as I'm aware, like since we've had the listing, $34.99 was the what's the word? Was the listing based on the listing, if that makes sense? Based on the listing being a deluxe. It might be more. It might very well be more. And I think it could probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like $44.99 or 41 or something like that. Because it is a little bit more substantial. It's a bit larger. So, Chris, not exclusive to Pulse, you think? I don't know. I've asked. I have put the question out. And that's not the answer I wanted. We'll have to wait for tomorrow, effectively, on that one. But I don't know. I assumed when we got the listing that it was just a deluxe. There was no other fanciness to it. It had the standard price point attached to all of those deluxe figures. It had, and it wasn't like specific to anything. It wasn't like a Pulse exclusive or 1027 or any of this. It might have been one of those things that changed over time, and they ended up putting it in 1027, if you know what I mean. But we'll have to see. By the sound of things at the moment, they didn't say that it's available elsewhere. They just said available for Pulse Premium members at this time and everyone else at 2. Could it be that at 2 o'clock it's up for pre-sale everywhere? Possibly, but we do not know. They did not go into any detail, unfortunately, on the actual video, which is interesting. But yeah, as far as we knew from day one, this particular listing was just a normal deluxe and a normal standard release, and either that's changed or it was never really, they didn't have it fully planned out. But yeah, it could just be a thing where it's because it's for 1027 specifically. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, more images. There's the back shot of the beautiful wings, with its own little shoulder pads, its own, like it's literally got butterfly joints. It's the actual creature, the wings creature, has butterfly joints, which is hilarious to me. A lot of articulation in those things, and we'll see an image later of it sort of standing up and being a little creature, which is amazing, or a massive creature. Typically, if they don't mention sellers, it's general release. Interesting. They usually say it will be available where all good toys are sold if it's standard release, though, don't they? They do say that specifically. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Trigger finger hands are a bit weird for this guy, considering he has swords and wouldn't be using a gun of any kind. Or he's going to be using his, like, I don't know, his electric eel gun. Or I'm trying to think of a weird creature, like I don't know, can't think of any. But this is really fun. I love this wing set. Anyway, there he is, looking pretty chonky and stonking at the same time. Maybe they'll reuse the hands, Paul, later. Maybe it's kind of like a pre-use. Maybe they're doing another massive character and they need trigger hands for him. Goopy Cobra La Spore guns. Yeah, indeed. There you go. There's his wingos. More shots there. This is Lenny just showing that little butterfly joint. There he is. This is Lenny fondling the little tentacle creature, which is hilarious as well. I love this. I love that I love what they've done here. And again, super bendy little arms, so you can really get into some cool positions. Love it. Except for the Star Wars items, all the 1027 reveals were described that way, and there is no way the Marvel and Transformers stuff is Pulse exclusive, so I don't think Nemesis will be. Cool. Interesting. Love that they made him a pet. Same. Always thought they were shooting maggots or something like that. Yeah, same time toys. Same. There you go. Well, there's those cool little things. I hope when we get Pythona, I'm not even saying if anymore. I'm saying when we get Pythona, I really hope they fill her package, Kitty said, with, you know, sticky clamshell things with BETs in them, or like the clamshell tapeworm, or the squidgy face hugger, or the four-headed electricity snake, or the pufferfish grenades. All of that stuff I want her to have all that cool stuff when she gets revealed, because please and thank you, G.I. Joe team, Lenny, please, I need Pythona to have all of her little they're not even gadgets, squidgy biological gadgets, bio gadgets. That's what I want. Give us all the creepy crawlies. Indeed, childish. Trigger finger hands allow the sword to be held at an angle with a finger over the guard, says Scott. I guess that helps. Face huggers, yes, Prophet, indeed. Jim says it's a spore that wraps around the Joes to trap them, I believe. Yes, absolutely. The fact it's always Pulse only in the UK, at least I know where I'm at with releases, says Leon. Yeah, definitely. Why can't we just get a vid of the actual stream so we can see what they are doing and not all these still shots and hear what they're saying? You can. Link in the description. I posted it ages ago. I'm literally just doing my reaction to it, Absorb Souls. You don't have to watch this. Go and watch the actual video itself. I mean, what? You have the choice here. Why would I be playing the video? Okay. Pythona should be a con exclusive then, with just a figure regular release at the same time. I just, where fashion she has to come, I want Pythona. I want Lenny's shirt. I believe that's a Super 7 Cobra sweater, isn't it? I think that's a Super 7 one. You can get that in Ictimus Prime if you go on Super 7's website. I think it's the Super 7 one. Any idea on the ETA? As in the delivery? Nothing yet. Not until tomorrow when the pre-order comes out. Yeah, I don't know how. Like some people, well, it feels like they've had them for ages. So it might be the case where it's pre-order, but it goes out quite quickly. But who knows? Who actually knows? That ugly flying thing for a HasLab, even their Air Force is ugly. Yeah, that would be ridiculous. Globulus will probably be a con exclusive too, but I hope not. Let me think. What would be the best option for Globulus? Do you think it would have to be? Obviously, it would have to be deluxe, wouldn't it? It'd have to be a figure vehicle sort of vibe, wouldn't it? If he's going to have that, if he's going to have his huge like flying orb. So you could get away with it being, you could get away with him being like just like a standard sort of vibe. I don't know. I don't know what would make sense actually. Pulse exclusive, possibly. Did Jason K confirm Atlas was in US a while back? Yes, he did, but I don't know what the distribute. Like they said, pre-order on the thing, so that just to me that. And again, it might not be all the Atlas arriving. It might have been some of them, and they might have to wait till they have all of them, you know, in port or like, you know, in country before they can start distributing them. So it could be something like that, Jeremy. But yes, he did confirm that. It's all a bit like, you know, you don't want to be like just getting one like a half or like a third of a full shipment, getting those out to some people and then having other people wait and wait and wait. Like it makes sense for like second runs of things, but not for the first like run of stuff. I think they have to have everything in place before they ship it all out. So who knows? But they're saying pre-order at the moment, so it's not like in stock. But who knows? It might be a pre-order now, and tomorrow it might be, yeah, it's shipping already. Absorb Souls. Go to there's a link in the description, Absorbs, and you can find the video there, I think. I'm not sure if it's one of those things where only premium Pulse members can access it, but literally click on that link in our description and you should be able to go straight to that, and you can ignore me for the rest of the day. I know a lot of you want to do that. I just think that tentacle thing was used to wrap around Cobra Commander's face, like in the movie when Nemesis Immortal Enforcer shoved it in his face, like in the movie. Yeah, totally. I'm one of those people who really liked Cobra La, says Crimson Cobra Commander. How could Crimson Cobra Commander like Cobra La? They did some horrible things to you, Cobra Commander. But yes, I do too. I think it's amazing. Anyway, moving on. This is a great shot showing the two different versions effectively, isn't it? And I think this is kind of like this is kind of like a good sort of display option for the two of these. It might be for me like the swords and the thigh pieces and the thigh holsters, the like the bonehead and the tentacle things would be like a cool display, and then no thigh holsters, wings, regular head, you know, kind of like more traditional. So I don't know. I think that'd be kind of full. That'd be kind of cool. Oh no, dude, I'm joking, but no, go ahead, go watch the video. It's amazing. It's great. They go into way more detail. You'll see all the things that you want to see. It's all good. It's totally cool. Vintage card art homage, indeed. Thousand Walls, yeah, indeed. Anyway, I think that'd be kind of cool to, like, you know, you've got one that's got all of the different elements on him. Yeah, True Builder's not a bad shout, actually. It's not a bad shout. It's like a Nemesis Immortal and then like some other dude. It's like a random. It's not Nemesis Immortal anymore. Like that's Nemesis Enforcer on the left, and this is Nemesis Immortal on the right. I don't know. I might end up getting two of these just to do that display option. It's cool, man. It's really cool. I think he actually looks better with the tentacles than he did originally in the vintage line, and then again in like 25th. But yeah, brilliant. Then we got a close up of the battle helmet, the kind of like he was talking about how lobsters have those kind of like spiky bits on them. And that's what he's kind of got on his knuckles, basically, on those like spare hands. And those kind of weird, freaky swords with that claw on the end. How gross is that? It kind of looks like that claw's been pulled out of a live animal. And that's kind of like the bone attached to it and everything, like with blood. It's kind of gross, man. Love it. If they can clone Spencer, Cobrellar can clone Nemesis Immortal and his twin Nemesis Enforcer. Yes, indeed. It is a bit costly as a treat builder board with figures. You're right. You're totally right. Looks good with either back option. I'm not into Cobrellar at all, but this is nice as Liquid Identity. Yeah, a lot of people have said that in the comments already today. Someone else said that a little while ago. They said, not a fan of Cobrellar, but I like this. I can't remember who said that. Oh, Ice X Mikey said, hated Cobrellar, but like this. Anyway, the wings and tentacles in the original were hot garbage. Massive come down from the movie. Oh yeah, totally. Cobrellar characters will probably be all mainline because they are going to play a bigger role in the Energon Universe comic. Yeah, very good point, Josh. Nemesis Immortal and his enforcers, so says Unicron. Yeah, Scott, and his sweeps. Was it Cyclonus and his is it Cyclone? Who does Cyclonus have? Does he have enforcers? I can't remember. And I know that Scourge has his sweeps, doesn't he? Anyway, I love that movie. I need 3, 2 with testicle and 1 with the wings. I know that's supposed to say tentacle, but I think it's funnier that it says testicle. Armada. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, Cyclonus and his Armada. Yeah. Brilliant. Skybound changed my mind. I mean, the comics are brilliant. I still want a giant clam, don't we all? Anyway, moving on. Here's Arachnobat, which was not me. That was Ryan Daly, I believe. Was it Ryan? Was it you that said that? Did you coin the term Arachnobat? Because it's a brilliant name. I want to double check that. Double checking. Maybe it wasn't Ryan. Who was it? Who said that? Who said Arachnobat? Nemesis only pre-order tomorrow. I haven't seen the Hasbro video yet. Go check it out, Kevin. It's link in the description. Globulus is the one with the testicle. Yes, he is. Doesn't sound like something I would say. Oh, okay. So someone else said Arachnobat. My apologies if I took that from somebody else. Maybe it was you, Scott. Who said Arachnobat? Because that was a brilliant name to give him. It's brilliant. I like how the shoulder pieces look like little fluffy sideburns. Amazing. But the fact you can do that to it is... Oh, Stygian. Thank you, Liquid Identity. Stygian, my bad, Stygian. It was Stygian that coined Arachnobat, which is brilliant. And that's what we're going to call it from now on. This is what I was talking about before. this was the shot that I took, the screenshot I took as it was moving, you know, on the screen, as it was showing that in the corner, but I didn't. I got the wrong screenshot, obviously, and then when I saw it appear on the screen, I just dismissed it as the same image that we'd already seen, if that makes sense. So Emily said this was their 1027 exclusive item, but then didn't say anything for store availability when announcing the pre-order. Ah, okay. 1027 exclusive. There you go then. Odd. I did not know how to spell tentacle. Either way, brilliant. There's another good shot as well. Maybe it was that one that has the... I can't remember. One of those two has that that cheeky shot of the other Royal Guard, which I've lost now. Don't even remember what I was doing. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting beyond myself. Doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the shot, actually. Got there in the end. As you can see, I took the screenshot a little early. I went a little early on that one. Although this is the one that was the same, I think. Yeah, this is the one that was the same that we do have a shot of on the previous slide that I did take a close-up of. There you go. Pre-order Monday, October 28th, 2024. 1 p.m. Eastern, Hasbro Pulse Premium members, 2 p.m. Eastern, all fans. Subject to availability while supplies last. Pulse Premium 1027. That's it. That's all you're getting. Do we know why they changed the name from Enforcer to Immortal? Yes, we do. It was a computer game. The villain in a computer game utilized the same name after them. Like, so once it lapsed, it was picked up. They utilized that name for a computer game villain. I can't remember which game it is. And then therefore the trademark is now, like, you know, theirs. And instead of, they changed it ages ago. So in the 25th, it was Nemesis Immortal with the 25th anniversary. If this diorama theme here is the ice dome, I hope some more snow characters are coming. Oh, I'm sure. 10 per customer, of course. That'd be great. I like how she said the new helmet was an answer to Sarge's headbutt. Yeah, big time. You're welcome, Comicsy Cafe. Right, let's move on. So, as well as that being the pre-order tomorrow, we also have a pre-order on the 29th, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, or Eastern, as it's known. And this one will be for heavy duty, it would appear. And then, of course, the Cobra defense perimeter will also be going up. As far as we know, that's what we've had forever in terms of the date. That will be going up the same day as a Pulse exclusive. So they'll be going up the same day and same time. One is wide release, heavy duty, and the other is Pulse exclusive. Any update on the aluminium? Brilliant. They better limit the pre-order on this guy. I kind of hope it is one of those ones that sells out in like 2 seconds. Like, give us 10, 15 minutes. Give us 15 minutes, please, to organize ourselves. Anyway, like I said, Monday, October 28th, that's tomorrow, 1 p.m. for Hasbro Premium, 2 p.m. for everyone else for Nemesis Immortal. And then Tuesday is Heavy Duty and the Cobra Defense Perimeter. Okay, cool. Leak listings 2024. I haven't greened Nemesis Immortal yet because he hasn't gone up for pre-order yet. This is very strict on these graphics that I do. So the funny thing is, we're probably not even going to see this anymore. I'm probably going to wipe this from existence and never show it again. So maybe we have to see the whole green, though, don't we? We have to see Nemesis Immortal in green on this page tomorrow. It'll happen, don't worry. Or at some point this week. And then, of course, for 2025, just the same thing that we went over last time. I don't think there's anything new to really tell you about on here. No, there isn't. Not that we haven't already discussed and talked about. There were no other name-only reveals with 1027, which is fine. We got plenty over the weekend. If this was mainline, wouldn't E have a drop zone listing? Possibly, Jeremy. But like I said, we're going to know tomorrow. None of us can be sure right now. There's a possibility it could be wide release. There's a possibility it's just a Pulse exclusive. We just don't know yet. And they haven't said. So maybe they're holding it. Maybe they're making it a 1027 thing for premium members first. And then after the fact, it's going to go for a wide release. I don't know. Not a clue. We'll just have to wait and see tomorrow what the answer is on that one. But like I said, we all know where to get it. We all know where to go. We all know where to be tomorrow. Get involved. Right then, name only reveals we are with Snake Eyes version 4, Retro Flint, Retro Cover Girl. I've still got the Hunt for the Master Device in there, but it's more of a theme reveal than anything else. And it's going to stay in there until we get some more Hunt for the Master Device things. Maybe, or I might just remove it and it doesn't matter anymore. Retro Televiper, Crystal Ball, and Darklon for the bad guys, of course. And what do we know regarding digital renders? This is it, really. Oh, has the great Tonino posted a Nemesis Immortal render yet? I don't know. I've only been looking online like constantly all day, just making sure I'm not missing anything. This has become a job, hasn't it, really? This has become a full-time job. No, he hasn't posted anything Nemesis Immortal related yet. I wonder, that might happen tomorrow. He might post a render for it at some point tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah. No render in the presentation, so chances are no render on the socials. Not necessarily. They don't always show a render for some things, and he's posted renders for stuff that we never really knew would even have a render. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily beyond the realms of possibility that there won't be one. He's done kind of like after the fact render posts in the past, and we saw this before a render, didn't we? We saw this product way before that. So maybe it wasn't done because it was so early in the game. I don't know. Chris, what vehicles do you think we will see next year? Let's turn into the Q&A bit before I go. What vehicles do I think we will see next year? Good shout. Well, Ore Striker, I think, is a good shout because I think that's what we've been teased. The Claw, I think we'll see that next year. I'm not necessarily 100% sure we'll see it before the end of the year. We might do in one of those kind of like random between now and Christmas drops that have happened in the past. But I could also see that being held until next year. So obviously Claw, Ore Striker, Claw Striker. I'll just say Claw Striker to save time. That's a joke. What else? Vehicles. What could we see? Maybe kind of redeco opportunities. Maybe the HMS gets a redeco. Maybe, I don't know. Just having a think. I'm just having a think, all right? Maybe some sort of, I don't know if we'll get another Vamp repaint just yet. Oh, they might. Fang's a good shout, actually. Oh yeah, the Rattler, obviously. Triple T's a good shout too. I suppose the Vamp Mark II wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility either. Snake Arm is a good shout with Master Vice being around the corner. Absolutely, Ryan. I think all of these are genuinely like options. Anyway, yeah, I would say you're looking at redecos, retools, and in terms of new stuff, I think an Ore Striker, Fang, who knows, maybe even a Skyhawk. You know, that you never know. Might be one of the reasons why they came down hard on Kitty said, on Fans Hobby. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, the Dreadnoks Ground Assault. We've got both vehicles for that too, which would be amazing. Tiger Sting's a great shout. Silver Mirage would be fun too. Surveillance Port with Mortar Trooper green shirt. Surveillance Port with a green shirt. That would be weird. So Joe Surveillance Port as opposed to a Cobra one. Either way, yeah, like I think it would be cool to have like a Surveillance Port style Dio piece. I'd love a checkpoint myself. But yeah, I mean, all of these are possible, I think. Some of them might actually be coming. you'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me to chat Nemesis Immortal, is how you correctly pronounce it. And of course, I'll be going live again very shortly to for our patrons. So I'll be doing that as soon as I possibly can. As soon as I get off here, we'll be going live. So if you are a patron of our show, if you're on the Red Shadow Army or SAS, then I'll catch you in a few minutes. But thank you very much for joining me, guys. Good luck tomorrow. If anything else pops up that is worthy of a live stream, is anything worthy of a live stream? Probably not. I still do it anyway. Then I will see you tomorrow. If not, I'll catch you at some point in the week. I've got loads lined up. Interviewing Jamie Sullivan very soon, cover artist for G.I. Joe, and talking about G.I. Joe issue 1 coming around the corner. So I'll be chatting with Jamie Sullivan this week. I'm also going to be chatting with Shooting the Galaxy on Friday. We're recording that on Friday. And I think, the Lenny and Tony, we're trying to get them again to chat about all of this stuff that we've seen for the past couple of weeks. That's in the process of being sorted, so I'll let you know how that goes. And I should be doing our movie crossover with Sixo this week as well. Fingers crossed we get that sorted out. Anyway, have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay fresh, cheese bags, and as always, after 3, 1, 2, 3, full force, and see you later. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Full Force. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.